Hi, for this video I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to try to just work through a random exercise from the book. I pulled up a Python terminal here where I've imported random number generator, and there are, let's double check, I think 20 questions, yep, in chapter 1. So I have looked through some of these, but I have not done most of these exercises, so this will be exciting. I'm hoping that you can kind of get some insight into my thought process as I work through these problems, and that might be helpful. So, okay, so problem number 9. And of course, because I haven't done these before, and you know, I'm not definitely not perfect, I may well mess this up, but we will see how we do here. Let's see, number 9. Okay. So a 20 vector S records whether each of 20 different symptoms is present in a medical patient, with SI equal 1, meaning the patient has a symptom, and S sub I, maybe I can make this a little bigger, and S sub I equals 0, meaning she does not. Express the following using vector notation. A, the total number of symptoms the patient has. B, the patient exhibits 5 out of the first 10 symptoms. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so first I'm supposed to do the total number of symptoms the patient has. So let's take a stab at that here. So I've got a vector S of length 20, and I'm supposed to do all of the number of symptoms that they have. So, you know, it always helps me just try and draw out some picture. I'm not going to draw out 20 symptoms, but you get the idea. And I really just need to sum this up, right? So, one easy way to sum up all the elements in a vector is to do the inner product of that vector with the one vector, right? So I could say something like S transpose 1, the one vector, right? Because the one vector would have all ones, and the inner product multiplies each of these together and then adds them all up. I could also directly write the sum of it itself. So I could write something like, you know, the sum from I equals 1 to 20 of S sub I. And those two things are equal. Either one would work. So I think that's just fine. Okay, and then problem B. This is the one that I think is asking us to do the patient exhibits 5 out of the first 10 symptoms. Okay, so the first 10 symptoms. So this is where I need to do some sort of sub sequence, right? And our notation for that, this is one. You know, we can always double check in the front of the book if we're not sure, but I think something like this would be the first 10 elements of the vector, right? And we're saying that 5 of those first 10 are ones, essentially. So again, I could either do it with the inner product notation or just with a direct sum notation. I could write the sum from I equals 1 to 10 of S sub I equals 5. That's what they asked us to do, right? Or I could write something like S, you know, from 1 to 10 transpose 1 vector equals 5, right? Either way I think would work. So yeah, I think that's how I would write those. I might have a preference. Kind of depends on the context. I might have a preference in general for the inner product notation. Definitely for the A part, I think it's. I mean, this is just obviously simpler to write, right? You don't have to put the little vector on the one, and it doesn't matter which order you do it in too. So 1 transpose S would also be totally fine. For this one, where you have to do the subscript. I don't know. Either is okay. I think they would probably prefer, the book would probably prefer that we use the inner product here, so we'll use that. But okay, that seemed to go reasonably well. Went fairly quickly. Maybe stop there.